So today is Monday, 17th of July 2017, just coming up for 9:45 in the UK, and I'm just making a simple prediction here that USI Tech will go bust, it will vanish, it will collapse, it will be an utter disaster, people will lose fortunes. I've been asking numerous people. I do have a sleeping account with USI Tech so I can see it from the inside. I've been asking numerous people for proof that they're actually trading BTC. They're quoting around about an average 1% gain per day, an average on the trading. Now I think they've been able to sustain that by two effects. Firstly, the number of people they've been able to recruit into the Ponzi scheme, and I'm going to call it a Ponzi scheme at this point, and that is maintaining the payouts. I don't believe they're going to be able to maintain that payout long term. They'll probably come up with excuses about the rebuy packages not working. They'll come up with all sorts of other excuses, maybe server issues. I don't know, they're pretty inventive people. They'll come up with something to explain why, and they'll encourage people to keep going with it. The big networkers will still keep promoting it because all they see is dollar signs in front of their eyes. I've already seen numerous videos from well-known scammers who have dragged people into all sorts of programs in the past, Traffic Monsoon being one of the most recent ones, and people just being sucked in. Now, whether they're doing it intentionally or if they are doing it genuinely because they are extremely clever serial scammers, that's up to the individual to decide, or the courts to decide, and so on. But I just think USI is on limited time. They're going to run out of people to recruit. They're also, with Bitcoin price having come down now, if they were making some money based on Bitcoin going up and therefore feeding that back to the network, then there's a possibility that could also be a big factor in collapsing the network. Let's also just go to Google Trends, and I think it'd be interesting to see if USI Tech is starting to lose some momentum. Let's just look up USI Tech as a search term. I don't know if this will come up as specific as a search term, but let's have a look. Yep, okay, so we've got this big growth in interest since around about March, February, March. That's when some big network scammers got involved, and they're promoting. No sign of a downturn yet. It's still at its record high. But as soon as they start to give some excuses of the 1% payout not working, there'll be some big networkers who will suddenly realize, hey, 1% per day, that seems rather too good to be true. It is totally unsustainable. There's no way anyone trading can do 1% per day on average, so that's why I think that's a total fabrication and is simply a Ponzi scheme, and they're paying out due to later investors. So at the moment that still looks like it's sustainable, that Google trend there. Let's have a look at one other website as well. So I may be way ahead of time here, and it may take quite some considerable time yet, but most people will lose money. Most people are tied in for minimum 140 days. Then they will start to see the growth, as it were, in their Bitcoin value, and they'll get hooked in to stay there for at least 12 months. Yeah, we can see here on Alexa as well, it's still rising in popularity. Which countries are we looking at here? United States, United Kingdom, Japan, Germany, Canada. Okay, they're pretty wealthy countries who have got enough Bitcoin, and they've probably done that through the pricing. So, well, if you can't come in for less than $50 worth of Bitcoin, so that's allowed them to concentrate on these countries here in particular. So there could be a while yet in it yet, but still absolutely zero proof at all of any description of actual trading of Bitcoin. And everyone I've spoken to, and I've spoken to some really top leaders whose names I won't mention at this stage, you know, they say, well, we're taking on faith. You know, we've met the guys. They're really nice guys. Yeah, Bernie Madoff was a nice guy, but currently serving 200 years in prison for being a fraudster. Just because someone's a nice guy doesn't mean that they're not pulling the wool over your eyes. It may be they didn't even realise that's what's happening. The people who are leading USI Tech, it may be that they've been hoodwinked by some clever coders as well, and they daren't ask the question. Now it's got to this point where they're pulling in hundreds of millions of dollars and trading, supposedly trading hundreds of millions of dollars every day. no one dares ask the sensible question, which is, well, where are they actually trading? No indication of the actual exchange where it's being traded, and so on. So anyway, that's my video today. Just warning about USI Tech, 17th of July 2017.